Okay, it's time for another update on the Outbuilding. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here today. It is May 6th, 2020. So we finally have some more work and an update to do on the Outbuilding. So we're gonna go ahead and rewind back a couple days so we can get you caught up to today.
Okay, so it is early Friday, May 1st, and just a quick update on the Outbuilding. So we did have the inspection this past Wednesday, which we did pass this time. So yesterday they were out and got the footers poured. So I'm going to show you that real quick. Okay, so as you can see, got all the footers poured all along the sides there. And then today they should hopefully be out and get the actual cement all poured for today. So as long as they are here today, we'll take a look at what they get done for that.
Okay, so you can see we finally have concrete. You're gonna see that behind me. So still almost had a couple hiccups when we had the inspector back. Luckily, Lori was here and she can get pretty fiery when she really wants something. Either way, we did pass, so they were able to come back and get everything poured. So you saw the footers in there and you also saw them putting the concrete in on the main building. Now we didn't get the actual back patio portion of it. We'll show you that here in just a second, but they did get all the concrete poured. So prior to that, we actually had one other thing put into the foundation. I want to show you that real quick. Okay, so one of the things that we paid a little extra for in order to have electricity was this guy right here. So this is a copper wire that's sticking out and attached to the foundation underneath. And this is, I think, called a UFER or an OOFER, something like that. Either way, I'm not an electrician, but I do know that this is used in order to have electrical going to the outbuilding. So we're about 15 feet or so from the electrical panel, and we will have a sub panel put in here. We needed this installed, so we had it grounded. So we will have that. In fact, one of the 5 neighbors that we have happens to be an electrician. So we're gonna have him over. He's gonna let me be his assistant. And here, hopefully soon, we'll be able to get electrical run to this outbuilding. So that is part of the foundation. And then of course, the foundation itself. So again, the building dimensions, it's a 30 by 50. And then we have a 10-foot deep by 50, basically apron or extension on the backside. So overall square footage on this concrete that you see behind me here is about 2,000 square feet. And again, 1,500 feet of it is going to be covered. So really exciting to see this. A couple other small things that I never would have thought about, but they went ahead and did. Okay, so one of the things that I thought was kind of neat, never would have thought about, is every time they cut into the concrete and they do these little, I don't know, spacers or whatever you call them in the concrete, wherever that met the outside where the building's going to be, they have this spray foam kind of stuff. It's hard, but everywhere where we have that in the building, they sprayed this in there. So I'm assuming that's to make sure that we don't have moisture coming up into here. And then of course you can see they have these bolts placed into the ground attached to the rebar, and this is actually what's going to be holding all of the struts that the building itself is kept on the foundation with. So we saw that. Also, if Lori wants to scan that way, you can see we have the back patio. Now, one of the things I noticed pretty quickly is how different they finished the inside of the outbuilding versus that patio. So much rougher. They've got these kind of striations. I'm not sure how you would describe it, but a lot rougher, so it actually looks like, obviously, if it's wet, you wouldn't slip. Versus inside the building, where obviously we won't have much in the way of water, hopefully, on the floor, so a lot more slick on the inside of the outbuilding. So I thought this was kind of neat. So one other thing I want to point out is this builder that we're using, Century Builders, one of the things that we wanted was a turnkey outbuilding. I did not want to deal with picking out a building, dealing with a subcontractor for, you know, the concrete work and all this other nonsense. I wanted somebody that was going to be able to take care of all this for us. One of the huge advantages is they put a couple small things in there that you probably wouldn't consider. One of the things, we have a door that goes to the patio. They built a small ramp, so it'd be very easy to take a hand truck or something and not have to step it up over a lip. I thought that was great. And then something else we didn't ask for, but they went ahead and did. If Lori scans that way, Lori plans on keeping the truck inside the outbuilding. And one of the things they did is they actually built a driveway out of compacted ABC. So that's solid stuff. And it actually goes all the way out into the street. So literally built Lori a driveway that will essentially bring her right up into this building. And this building, we actually raised it an additional 4 inches. They always go 8. So where I'm standing now is a foot higher than ground level, which puts it just above street level. So it was kind of nice. They went ahead and built her a driveway so she could easily get the truck up here into the outbuilding. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for this update. You can kind of see where we're at as far as where we stand today versus completion. So we do know that the plan is for next week, towards the end of next week, for them to come back and get the actual building erected. So I know that goes in a couple of stages, at least that's my understanding. But either way, we should actually see some structure here next week. So as soon as we have more of that, we're going to go ahead and update you guys. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Questions or comments, leave those in the comment section down below. Instagram and Facebook, we post content there you won't see here on the YouTube channel. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That's a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. Okay, it is time for another update on the house. That's up next. It's not the house.